Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about a famous educational icon related to language. My name is Azul Martinez and I'm currently in the third semester of the degree in Modern Languages in the Humanities area of the Autonomous University of Sud Baja. The purpose of this video is to recognize the life, work, and legacy of the anthropologist Alessandro Duranti and the importance of his work with language and with ourselves. I hope you enjoyed the video, so let's start. Alessandro Duranti was born on September 17, 1950, in Rome, Italy, and was a distinguished professor of anthropology and served as Dean of Social Sciences at the University of California, Los Angeles. Duranti fully adopted an anthropological perspective on language through his collaboration with Eleanor Holmes. In Duranti's own words, he defines linguistic anthropology as the study of language as a culture research and of speech as a culture practice. Alessandro Duranti trained in linguistics at the Sapienza University of Roma in 1974, where he studied general linguistics and ethnolinguistics at the University of Southern California in 1981. He majored in Bantu language, and those languages are a large family of languages spoken by Bantu peoples in the southern half of Africa. In the 1990s, he conducted fieldwork among Samoan immigrants in Southern California. During the study in collaboration with Eleanor Ox, how second-generation Samoan children were socialized in the context of a bicultural and bilingual environment. The study of language as a culture in anthropology brings together a set of different practices, often not compatible, but Alessandro Duranti was able to understand this study through the identification of three historical relate paradigms that were previously worked on by Boas and developed by Duranti, which create an influence that endures today. Practically, Alessandro Duranti was the founder of linguistic anthropology and laid the foundations to analyze language with communication and focus it on approach to be used in many areas of research. I will mention that these paradigms, the first paradigm talks about the documentation, graphic description, and classification of language and how they can be centralized in linguistic relative. Then the second paradigm examines the use of language to introduce them in different contexts. Finally, the third paradigm is about the identity confirmation, the narration, and the ideology of language, an attempt to relay of the rest to the anthropological areas through linguistic and communication. Alessandro Duranti created a relationship between language and culture, and that solidified linguistic studies in anthropology. His most prominent publications are Rethinking Context, Language as an Interactive Phenomenon, and From Grammar to Politics, Linguistic Anthropology in a Western Samoan Village. And he also has many articles related to language. I must also emphasize that Alessandro Duranti innovated the way of thinking about linguistics as a sub-area of anthropological studies, since before he researched, linguistic anthropology ran the risk of being absorbed as an area of socio-cultural anthropology study. Nowadays, the individual study of linguistic anthropology could mean that we may know what will happen to language and societies in the future. For Alessandro Duranti, this reason is why society needs to sharpen the historical, theoretical, and methodological understanding of language as a culture, and his contributions will help make this process understandable for all of a society. In conclusion, I consider that thanks to contributions of Alessandro Duranti, the language and its ways of studying, it can be better visualized, and it's very difficult for society to know what could happen in the future, but if we study the past, we can be prepared for whatever it is. I think linguistic anthropology studies are so vital to this task since it's not only a study language, but also is the way for changing society. It has been a pleasure to share this information with you. See you.